Protect your DNA. BioPQQ can promote formation of new mitochondria. Infowarsstore.com.
Recently, a woman in Houston was sentenced to life in prison for sex trafficking. A very harsh reminder that modern-day slavery is still alive and well, and many people think of these things as something that happened overseas or something such as slavery being extinct, but it is happening, and it is happening right here in the United States of America. And to talk about this, we have a professor from the University of Nebraska, Sriyani Tidball. So you're a professor at the University of Nebraska. Can you tell us what got you first involved in combating human trafficking?
Well, before I came to teach at the University of Nebraska, I had been living in Sri Lanka, which is where home is for me. I was born in Sri Lanka and raised there, and I came here to go to school. So I never knew at that time growing up that there was human trafficking in Sri Lanka and all forms of trafficking until 2008. 2000 was when George Bush, the president, coined that name human trafficking to cover everything from child prostitution to child labor to unsafe migration of women and organ trafficking and child soldiers and all those things. And we had them all in Sri Lanka. So, I had seen all of it, and growing up there had been on my own trying to do some things to help people out. So I guess it wasn't a formal, here I go to start working on trafficking.
Yeah, so it wasn't just one day, you woke up and you realized this. It was a slow, gradual process that this came to your attention.
Yeah, because you see it in front of you, and then you realize it's not right,
Yes. So when you're talking about the way you came about to realizing this, what are some warning signs? If people are watching this video and they're looking for warning signs of human trafficking, what should they look for?
I think the first thing is you've got to realize that children need to be children, that they have rights. They do not need to be sold. The foster care system in America is broken. Why is there such a system? It's because families are dysfunctional. Why are families dysfunctional? Because they're basically selfish. So, if you have children, you've got to take care of them. You've got to look after them, make sure they're safe. And when people, due to some of their own issues, like maybe drug addiction or some other kinds of issues, they start using their children to be able to continue their habits. And then the children run away. They're picked up by traffickers. So when you're asking for signs, I think if you see families that are not taking care of their children, then everyone's at risk. The family's at risk for selling their kids, and the children are definitely at risk. In terms of child labor or labor trafficking, that's another whole area that's very, prevalent in America, because a lot of people don't want to do the kinds of jobs they used to do, like meat packing factories or, roofing or whatever. And they try to find ways to get people to come and work for cheap, things that American people don't want to do. So these, promises are made, people come across borders, they are then once again used and abused. Then, we are talking about illegal, legal, undocumented, documented. What is it? People, it's all a supply-demand model. If there is no demand, nobody's going to come across the border to work. If there's no demand, nobody's going to buy children for sex or even women for sex. So I guess that's the issue that I see.
Yes, and you touched on something there. It's larger than just sex trafficking, because we hear about things like sweatshops across the seas, and people think it's very prevalent over there. But what you're saying, that we could have a similar type of situation going on right here in the United States?
Right. Oh, there definitely is. America is a huge demand, a demand country for all these things that they want. They want sex with children. So as long as they want that, children are at risk of being, either taken and sold, or they're running away and they're, sold. Any of those things can happen.
Now, I know it's a very broad topic, but let's say, is there any particular area or any type of situation that you would find a child trafficking in, or is there a particular area of the country or a type of event where these things happen?
Okay, well, I think every city, across America, every single year, the Department of Justice says there's between 200,000 and 300,000 children between 12 and 14 taken into sex trafficking. Now, we're not talking about some refugee kids coming across the border. That's a different number, a different statistic. We are talking about that little girl next door. We're talking about just the regular American girl between 12 and 14 is at risk. So this is right across the whole country. I mean, I'm just finishing up a research study of some girls in Nebraska that got trafficked. It can be in cities, it can be in rural areas. As long as, men want to buy, girls are going to be available.
And if somebody suspects trafficking, you said it could be your next door neighbor, the girl down the street, what should somebody do if they think something is amiss with the relationship between the child and the caretaker?
Well, maybe you would talk to the girl if you can. Very often they're scared to speak. But I think if you can befriend her and find out what's going on, and then maybe you might want to. The thing is that the most girls who are trafficked, they don't trust law enforcement. Sometimes law enforcement in certain states and cities are not trained, because whenever they see a girl that's been sold for sex, they see her as a prostitute rather than a prostituted person. And very often she does not get there's so much stigma. She's afraid to tell police. But, FBI is really good to help you if the child is under 18. But if the child is just turned 18, then suddenly this victim becomes a criminal, because we criminalize prostitution in America. And we don't ever look at it as somebody being prostituted versus a prostitute. These are 95% of the people that we call prostitutes are prostituted people. They are under a pimp. They don't want to do what they're doing. They are forced.
Absolutely. Now, just in your personal opinion, I hear people talk about the legalization of prostitution. Would you think that legalization of prostitution would help alleviate the problem at all?
No, it'll make it much worse. It'll make it perfectly fine for people then to buy girls who have been taken, who are being forced into it. A pimp can go scot-free, and the Johns, I hate to use the word John, by the way, that's a nice word that has been created by the men who buy. Because I don't know about you, but we have a lot of Johns in our family, my father-in-law, my brother-in-law, his children. So this name John has been taken to make it soft. And then the girls are called Natashas to make them exotic. So that's really, very unfair. Anyway, men who buy, I call them buyers, they're very safe. So because there's hardly any laws in this country to protect the girls, they kind of protect them. So if the girl is over 18, she's a criminal. And I think it'll make, if prostitution becomes legal, it would make it very easy for men to buy girls. And nobody ever asks, is this girl trafficked? Is this girl forced? Is this girl doing this totally, not by her own? No woman wants to sell her body. I mean, I know this for a fact.
Yes. Now, Professor Tidball, we have about a minute left. Can you tell us about your personal endeavors? I know you have a website, and tell us all the things that you're doing.
Me, I'm just doing like a drop in the bucket. I always feel like I should be doing a whole lot more. But at the university, I'm teaching a class on human rights, social justice, and the media. And it's extremely popular. I have a lot of faith in the millennials. They want to be a part of the social change that they want to see. And I also have a student organization that I'm the RSO, the faculty advisor for, called NewSAMS, which stands for Nebraska University Students Against Modern Day Slavery. And I'm also involved with, doing some work with the state government, and have done some work on a task force or two, doing some research on my own. So there's quite a lot going on, but not enough.
Okay, well, thank you so much, Professor Sriyani Tidball, and we look forward to more reports from you in the future.
This is a protest, and this is a riot. If you can't tell the difference, then you are part of the problem. Infowars.com.
I have a dream.
Clean, pure drinking water. You can't survive without it. But where do you get it? Alexa Pure Pro is a brand new, groundbreaking, gravity-fed water filtration system that is like no other. The Alexa Pure Pro transforms water from virtually any fresh source into clean, healthy drinking water, pairing the unprecedented superfiltration power of an all-new gravity block core with a hybrid chromatic shell. It removes up to 99.999% of impurities, including bacteria, viruses, fluoride, disinfectants, volatile organic contaminants, and hormones. Filter capacity up to 5,000 gallons. Stainless steel construction, easy assembly, low maintenance. Replacement filters are simple to install. And now, as part of an exclusive limited time introductory offer, you can save $20 off the retail price and get free shipping. This is a limited time offer, so order your unit today and receive free shipping and $20 off. Go to InfoWarsStore.com or call 888-253-3139.